world. Welcome to Guocado TV. In this channel, we just give you football content and I mean, not just football content, all other sports that have really interesting stories to talk about, but most especially football. It's just a medium. It's just a channel for you to come in and have a discussion. Really, just tell me what your opinion is about what's going on in the world of football. As we all know, the Champions League was on, but first of all, don't forget to hit the subscribe button because I'm here for you, and I'm just here to have an interactive kind of session with you guys to kind of know your opinion and your takes on major footballing stories around the world. Don't forget, this is Guocado TV, and do not forget to hit the subscribe button. So let's get straight into it. Yesterday was the Champions League, some really interesting results all around the globe. I'm just going to go through it for a second. So Dortmund beat Newcastle 2-0 at home. Shakhtar Donetsk beat Barcelona 1-0 at home. AC Milan won against PSG 2-1. And the really fascinating thing is that Shakhtar Donetsk were not expected to beat we're not expected to beat Barcelona, but I mean, who would have seen that result coming? And that's just the magic of the Champions League. Atletico Madrid ran out 6-0 victors over Celtic. I mean, you would say Celtic had a night to forget, but I must say, Atletico Madrid, they've got a lot of experience in this competition, and some will say that they were surprised that they won 6-0 against Celtic, but with the red card, you wouldn't disagree that they would actually put 6 past Celtic, especially considering the manner with which they drew the game back at Celtic's home ground. I think at the end of the game, we could all see that Diego Simeone was quite disappointed at the result. Cervena Vesta lost at home to Red Bull Leipzig. Porto ran out 2-0 victors over Antwerp. Lazio snatched a 1-0 win over Feyenoord. I mean, it was a tight game really, because watching the game, it's fair to say that Feyenoord deserved at least a draw from the game, but Lazio have managed to always come up with crucial wins at home. And I would say one player that stands out in that Lazio team is their goalkeeper. He's always managing to keep them in games, which is really good to see, having a goalkeeper that has so much influence on the game. And lastly, Manchester City, the favourites to win the Champions League, ran out 3-0 victors over Young Boys, and I think they have qualified for this knockout stages of the Champions League. I just want to know your take on the Champions League. What do you think about the games that have been played? What teams have impressed you the most? What teams have you been disappointed with? For me, I've been really impressed with how Shakhtar Donetsk could grind up a 1-0 win against Barcelona, and also, in the group of death, the group of death, the group that contains Dortmund, PSG, AC Milan, and Newcastle. Can I know your take? Do you think Newcastle will qualify from the group? Who do you think will make it to the knockout stages in that group? Who do you think would drop down to the Europa League, and who do you think would be kicked out of that group? I want to know your opinion on this channel. And also, there's some mouth-watering fixtures today in the Champions League as well, so we're just going to go through it, and I want to know your take as well on what teams you think would win. Napoli against Union Berlin, Real Sociedad against Benfica, Arsenal against Sevilla, Bayern Munich up against Galatasaray, FC Copenhagen against Manchester United, PSV against Lens, Real Madrid up against Braga, and Salzburg up against Inter. It's quite interesting because Arsenal can qualify to the knockout stages if they beat Sevilla today. Um, Manchester United are at risk of exiting the group stage if they don't win against Copenhagen. So I think those two games are going to be the games that we would look out for. But that's not saying that it's a tight group, because if Arsenal do not win against Sevilla and then Lens wins against PSV, or maybe PSV wins against Lens, it makes it a tight group again. So we're gonna have to go. It's gonna have to go all the way down to the wire. So I want to know your take on what you think about the games. What you think about the games? Who's gonna win? Who's not gonna win? And I mean, it's just interesting, the Champions League, isn't it? Because when you think about the caliber of teams and from the leagues that they come from, and the caliber of players that play in the Champions League, it just makes it interesting. So I would want to know your take on what you think about the Champions League. And yeah, I totally enjoy this competition because it gives you the opportunity. It gives you the opportunity to get to watch the best players in the world, the likes of the Mbappes, the likes of Haaland, and it's just intriguing. To be able to watch the excitement of this competition. And I would like to say that football just makes us happy, isn't it? And I would want to know your take because, like I said, this is an interactive interactive podium. I'd say is I'm not here to kind of like impose my opinions. I want to know other people's opinion. I want to know what you think about the game and all major stories around the world. I want to know what teams you support. I want to know what you think about the teams that you support. Yeah, and also there's a Europa League tomorrow again. So there's the likes of Liverpool in the competition and West Ham in the competition. If you're an English supporter, if you're a supporter of an English team, so it's gonna be interesting. There's so much going on in the world of football right now. It's just an entertaining sport, isn't it? Because you get to see incredible players and incredible stuff, especially if you're a lover of football. So let me know what you think. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well. So whenever I put out content, or whenever there's an interesting story that we could all sit down and talk about, you would get the notification. All right, till next time. I'll see you again soon. Take care.